Welcome back, Watt Warrior. This is Roy with AeroPro Coaching, video number 2. We are going to go over some of our tips. And with our tips, we're going to talk about our strength and mobility for this week in this program. So there's a million tips out there. There's ice baths, there's electric shock therapy, there's all these different things, sitting an egg, float tank thing. These are 3 things that work that I've seen work consistently for the athletes that we deal with. And it doesn't mean that all these other methods don't work. It just means these are the top 3 that I know have a great success rate. Okay, so the first thing is going to be protein. All right, so protein, and this is scratch. This is probably not the product I would use for this, but I had this laying around, so it made a good visual effect. But again, protein is the tip I'll give you with the protein is it's very important to take some protein in before you go to bed. About 30 minutes before you go to bed, a liquid protein, 30 to 40 grams, could be whey or egg protein or some kind of vegetable protein if you're a vegetarian. But you want to take in about 30 to 40 grams of protein before bed. And this is simple fact. When you go to sleep, your body is the most efficient at repair. Your hormones go up, the body's repairing. The tools that it needs to repair is protein. The amino acids in there are the building blocks of repair for us. So all your cells are getting repaired, muscle damage, all that stuff's happening at night when you're in sleep. So why not provide yourself with the tools it needs to repair, and that's protein. If you eat around 5 or 6 and you have a meal by about bedtime, that's digested and that protein's being used in the beginning stages of sleep to provide for that repair. But as you get through the night, 4 or 5 hours in, you need some protein. So this is where this protein can kind of fill in that gap or fill in that period to help reduce a period of non-protein or a catabolic effect or effect where we're not improving or recovering. So that's why 30-40 grams. How much? Older athletes need more. Younger athletes can tend to do less protein. Heavier athletes need more. Lower weight athletes need less. Okay, yes, age is a factor because we do not utilize protein as efficiently as we get older. So that's just a fact, and you can go and research that. A lot of research on this. This is a tried and true thing that I think works a lot for our athletes. The next thing, mobility. And I like to do mobility and call it strength during a recovery phase where we're doing some stretching, foam rolling, and for about $50 you can buy 3 or 4 different aids to help you recover. Trigger point for rolling your legs or arms. A ball gets everywhere, and then I have a softball over here. The key tip to this is make it recovery and not a workout. So you ever go to the gym and you see the person there putting all their weight on a foam roller, got the pain face on? They're doing it wrong. That's not recovery. You don't want to have a pain face. You want to do it nice and smooth, like you're massaging dough, and just kind of smooth out the muscle, nice and smooth. And that promotes recovery. You don't want to sit there and put all your weight on it. And if you find a sticky point where it's hot, it hurts, just kind of settle in there for a little bit till it releases. And I would spend about 20-30 minutes during the recovery week and maybe even 3 times to really work out some of that fatigue or tightness that you have. And I would continue this once a week, if not more, on the non-recovery weeks, as much as you can. But recovery weeks, really spend the time to do that. So that's our tip number 2. And our tip number 3 is Marc Pro. So Marc Pro, it's just a electro stimulation. So what it will do is you place these sensors here, these pads right here on your muscles. They stick on at certain points. You turn on the little buttons and you can dial it up, and then it'll start to stimulate the muscle. It'll start to twitch and kind of start to activate that muscle. That muscle activation has some recovery properties. So what you want to do is sit there about 20-30 minutes, kind of move it to certain sections of your upper leg, lower leg, then to your back, glutes, things like that. You can spend about an hour doing that and see how it works. For me, it works really great. For other athletes, it doesn't have any effect, but for most of the athletes that I work with who use this, they're seeing some positive results. Okay, Marc Pro is just one of the brands. There's a ton of brands out there, and I would do some due diligence and see. They're a little pricey, could run you anywhere from $300 to $500. There's some for $250, but worth it. But again, that is just the 3 things that have worked for us consistently through the years. Now, in your programs is a strength program And that strength program is really going to focus in on the mobility, foam rolling, stretching. So again, give you some more tips on that along with this program. Now, once you're done with your recovery week, you can take this a couple different routes. You can go to the endurance week number 6, so endurance week number 6, and then we'll build from there, endurance week number 6, and I will go to endurance 6, 7, and 8, and then another recovery week in week 9. And then that'll give you 9 weeks of endurance, and then from there you can decide, do I want to go weeks 10, 11, 12, and then go to strength, or do I want to go to strength? So you can go to strength, and if you go to strength right after this recovery week, start on week 3. Okay, start on week 3. Weeks 1 and 2 you don't really need to start on, and this is I want you to save a little bit of money, so go to week 3. So after this week, go to week 3 on strength, go to week 4 on strength, skip week 5 because that's going to be a recovery week, and then go to week 6 on strength, okay? And then start your recovery week. Again, you can mix and match this as you wish. We like to do a 3 to 4 on building and then 1 week recovery. All right, and then we are always going to throw some recovery in there. The recovery weeks are going to be very similar with some different tips on recovery and nutrition, okay? And so that's it. Now, I think that's it. So we want to make sure that you're doing 8 weeks of endurance before you go to strength. 12 weeks ideal, and 16 weeks is really a good solid base to have before you progress to strength. Okay guys, that's all we have for you on our videos and for this package of recovery. If you have questions, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, direct message us. We put lots of information in there, and then some of you are going to wonder, when am I going to see the growth? Check out our YouTube channel, AeroPro Coaching, for growth cycles. We're going to post up a video next week about growth cycles and how long it takes for you to actually see results. Okay guys, appreciate your business. If you have any questions for us, you have feedback, hit us up. We really, really appreciate it. Up your watts.
Decide that you're going to push yourself. The last chapter to your life has not been written yet, and it doesn't matter about what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it?